Good morning, happy people. Back out here with my seedlings. Look at these, less than a week old, and look at them. They are really growing. These are the French beans, the haricot verts, spaghetti squash. Bell peppers are finally trying to break through. You see the little tiny sprouts there, watermelon. These are corn. They're growing pretty fast themselves. And over here are my butternut squash. They are growing greatly too, and they're all trying to run toward the sun. That's why they're going sideways. So I'm gonna let them keep going for a little while, but I'm going to up pot a lot of these collard greens and tomatoes, and I'm going to resprinkle some berry seeds because maybe I'm thinking I buried them too deeply because they should have been sprouting by now and they're not. So I'm gonna the same thing that they are. So those are cranberries. I'm gonna sprinkle a couple of more on top. The blueberries. I'm gonna do the same to all the berries and see if that helps because the dragon fruit is the only thing that's actually sprouting. This one little strawberry sprout is still there, but it looks like it's dying out or it's never done anything. So we're going to change that. We'll see what happens. So I will take you along as I'm up potting and changing out some of my ones to make them their own little spaces so they have room to grow better. So I will take you guys along with me. I'm going to put them in bags now, something a little bit bigger. Alrighty, be right back. So what I'm doing now is I got my driver actually got me these grow bags, or that's what I'm making them into if they're not. And I'm slicing holes at the bottom and putting fresh soil mix, which is basically my composted soil I've been trying to create on the side. um, Black soil, of course, and lots of cocoa coir. It's got a little bit of charcoal in here too, because one of the sets of soil that my driver bought me had charcoal in it, but the clumps were too big, so I wanted to take it and break it up. So I'm filling these with soil pretty much up to the top. And then my clump of seedlings that I broke loose. So this is the last of 5 that was in this one little cup of my collard greens. So I'm taking those out. You see, it's got the roots and the dirt intact. Some's been eating on the leaves too, if you can tell. It's only got one leaf, but okay. So I'm gonna dig a nice size hole in here and bury the roots as deep as possible and most of the stem so that it can establish and it can stand up. They've been running to the sun, like I'm telling you, so most of them are leaning to the side. So I don't care about that as much. I just want to make sure they're nice and deep so they can get established in their new home. Let me get more. Because I think they'd be bigger right now if they were by themselves. This little pot for 4 plants to be trying to strive for nutrients. They get plenty of water, but the nutrients is what I'm worried about in this little cup. So I'm splitting them off and putting 2 into way bigger bags. So basically, I just try to be as gentle as possible. And I dump the whole cup of soil with the seedlings in it, and I just let the soil fall back in there because why not? And see, these roots are running crazy, so they need it. They need space. So this is part of my problem I was talking about. Okay, so then I take one seedling. I leave its lump of dirt intact for the most part. Take a little bit off, and then I put it down into the hole. Nice and deep. So you can get a strong root system. And I try to stand it up as much as possible. And there we go. My 2 little collard green seedlings. That one's struggling. I don't know if it's going to make it, but we're going to try because it has new leaves coming. It's just been eaten on by something. So that's two. That's what I'm doing for each. So I will show you some more later. Okay, back at it again. So I'm filling up another bag. I cut 4 holes at the bottom to make sure it has proper drainage. So I cut a hole here, 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 and here. Little slits to make sure that the water can escape. Well, I'm not seeing my slits. Oh, there they go. Is that one not going in too well? Okay. I'm losing it. I missed the slit. There we go. So I'm filling it with soil. These seedlings are going to look a lot smaller because I'm burying them really deep so they have a better chance at survival. Because the stems are like really, really thin. See all the rooting? All the roots. There's the little seedling, but watch how short it becomes when I stick it in the hole. Because I want them to stand up well and be strong, so I put them deep, deep, deep in. So this is the next little seedling I'm going to put in, and it's broken. I'm not going to even worry with this one because it's broken. See, I have enough that I don't have to worry about it. So we'll move on to the next one. And I know for sure this set was struggling because there's probably 8 or 9 of them that actually sprouted in here. So here's one. We're going to put it in there with its partner. I'm putting 2 per bag because there's lots of space in here for them to thrive until the next planting will be in the ground. So hopefully I'm home or close enough to being able to put them in the ground by then. So that's what the little set looks like. So I grab my bags, I give them their slices in their appropriate spots. Then I fold them down and see they can get deeper and deeper if you need to grow bigger stuff and add more dirt and keep adding more dirt if you want to make it bigger. But right now, I don't need them to be super big, so I'm doing them in half basically. And I fill it up with my homemade mix. Once it's nice and full like that, I poke a hole deep. I go loosen the roots on a seedling, put it deep inside so it can stand and be secure. So I want them to stand up. I don't want them leaning to the side like they were. So hopefully the next set of leaves will go up. There's still 3 more seedlings tangled up in this root clump of mine. So here's one more. Put it far down in the hole. Make your plant stand up like you want it to stand up. And then securely I press the soil around so that it can stand properly. And there's another bag. Like I said, I'm doing 2 per bag. So at this point, my sound went out. So I'm going to just tell you that I'm doing the same thing that I was doing all along. I'm replacing seedlings, popping them out of their small ones, separating them, and adding them to the bigger grow bags. Don't know what went on with my audio, but I just found this out while uploading, so now you get to hear my voice talk on top instead of during the video. So that's where I'm at. Anyway, we're gonna finish doing these few seedlings, and then I moved on to the tomato ones. I think this was the last of the collards, if I'm correct. So I did the tomatoes after this, and then I moved on to sprinkling the fruit seeds back on top of the ones that were already planted, the ones that never germinated, because I think I buried them too deep instead of just sprinkling them on top. So that's where we're at. Like I said before, there were only a few of the berries, a couple strawberries that germinated, but they never grew anything further. So I'm taking a few and sprinkling them back on top of all the containers that I had berry seeds in, hoping that they would germinate this time. And when I get back, I will check on them and I will show you guys where it's at. So getting ready to wrap it up and start planting the new seeds I have. I have cucumbers and celery and carrots and beans, black eyed peas, butter beans, all the things that I love that I'll be planting next to see if we can get those sprouted, because I don't want everything growing and getting harvested at the same time. So I'm staggering it out to let things grow and then start new things. So that's where I'm at now, and I will be done planting soon, and everything else, some of the things I'll sow directly into the ground once they bring the black soil in and give some nutrients to my beds, because Nuhu said that my land needed some nutrients. So we'll see how that goes. But that's where we're at, guys. So hope that helps. Okay, so up potting and etc. is done. These are the new plants, so I'm not up potting them yet. I sprinkled more yellow onion seeds on top, and very much on top, and just misted them. I didn't have any more chili seeds, so I didn't do those. I didn't have another watermelon seed, so I didn't do those too. What is this one? I didn't have any more heirloom tomato seeds. I used them all, so that one didn't get done. But all the collards have been up potted into bigger bags with 2 plants instead of 100 of them. Corn is still doing what it's doing. Like I said, the bell peppers are sprouting that I planted the other day. Uh-oh. My little buddy. Come on, stand up. My tomato plant looks kind of tired right here. But tomatoes. And I resprinkled the berries on top and put fresh soil. I repotted the watermelons to put them in a bigger spot. Tomatoes, everybody else is in a single by itself now. and the rest of those too. Now I'm going to come back with my homemade fertilizer that I made. So I did a combination of all the multiple suggested ones. I did the banana peel one, I did the rice water, I did the onion and garlic water, so it can be kind of like fertilizer plus keep pests away. And so I mixed them all together in a bucket. Now I'm going to get a good ladle of it, and I'm going to put it over all the old plants, not the new ones that just sprouted in the last few days, just the ones that have been here for a couple of weeks. And then tomorrow I'll come back and start with the other seeds. So this is the bag of stuff that I've already planted, and I have more in my kitchen. These are the ones I'm going to plant: kale, okra, sunflower seeds, celery, thyme, carrots. These are peppers. I'm going to plant those. Black eyed peas, pinto beans, lima beans, butter beans, cabbage, and cucumbers, and okra. So those will be what I'm planting tomorrow. So see you then. I'd like to thank you guys for following me thus far. If you're new, please subscribe if you like the content. And I just like to say thank you, and I appreciate all of your support thus far. See you soon.